Thank you so much. So, welcome everyone. I'm going to introduce what is the refined literaturation coefficient. So, before that, literaturation coefficient, LR coefficient. So, it's a very famous number. Everyone knows that. So, the Schur polynomial S lambda, for lambda is the partition with at most n parts, form a basis for symmetric polynomials in n variables. Then if you multiply two Schur polynomial S lambda and S mu, then you can write down again in terms of Schur polynomials. The coefficient corresponding to S nu is denoted by C lambda mu nu and is called the LR coefficient. Okay. So what is the refined LR coefficient? For that, we need to define de Maisure operator on the polynomial Cx. So let for I from 1 to n minus 1 define a operator Tix that is equal to xi f of x minus xi plus 1, and this f you have to switch the variables xi and xi plus 1 and then divide it by xi minus xi plus 1. So this operator will satisfy the Braid equations of symmetric group. So then, so this says that for any permutation W, we can define a de Maisure operator corresponding to that permutation TW, that is equal to Ti1, Ti2, Tik, where W equal to Si1, Si2, Sik is any reduced word for W. So by using this de Maisure operator, we can define what is the key polynomial. So for W permutation and mu is the partition, let define what is chi W mu of x, that is key polynomial, that is de Maisure operator TW acting over x power mu, where x power mu is the product of xi mu I. So note that if we take TW naught, where W naught is the longest element of Sn, then this is the map from polynomial to symmetric polynomial. So through using that, we can define W refined literaturation coefficient. So take this polynomial TW naught over that polynomial x lambda multiplied with this key polynomial, then this will be a symmetric polynomial again. Then write down again in terms of Schur polynomial because it's symmetric. Then denote this coefficient C lambda mu and nu. Now here we put bracket W because it depends on W. So this coefficient, we call it W refined coefficient. Okay. So this W refined coefficient has some quick properties. So what is the property? So if you take W equal to identity, then it will be Kronecker lambda plus mu nu. And if we take W is less than or equal to W dash in Brouwer order, then corresponding refined LR coefficient of W is less than or equal to W dash. And we know that in LR coefficient, those are the symmetric. Like if you take C lambda mu nu or C mu lambda nu, both are equal. But here there will be little twist. C lambda mu nu of W is equal to C mu lambda nu, and you have to put W inverse. And if you take W equal to W naught, the longest element, you will get exactly equal to the LR coefficient. So this refined LR coefficient also have a representation theoretic meaning like LR coefficient. So for a partition lambda mu, suppose V lambda denote the irreducible polynomial representation of GLN, and take the tensor V lambda tensor V mu. In that, consider this vector V lambda tensor VW mu, where V lambda is the highest weight vector of V capital V of lambda, and little VW mu is a non-zero weight vector of W mu in the V of mu. Then take a cyclic submodule of tensor product generated by this vector, that is denoted by K lambda W mu, and that we call it constant Kumar module. And the character of this module is given by Kumar. And what is this character? The character of this is equal to exactly TW naught acting over the polynomial x lambda into this key polynomial. So remember, this thing we used to define refined LR coefficient. So this character thing implies that the refined LR coefficient is the multiplicity of V nu in the KK module. Okay. So we are interested in the saturation problem. So what is the saturation property? For a permutation W is said to have the saturation property if the following holds for all lambda mu nu. So the scaled version like C k lambda k mu k nu of W, suppose it's bigger than 0 for some k greater than or equal to 1. So this implies that C lambda mu nu of W is equal to 0. If this holds, we say that this W has the saturation property. So note that if you take W equal to identity, the by property one, it satisfies the saturation property. So W equal to identity have the saturation property. And if you take W equal to W naught, then this refined LR will become the LR coefficient, and the saturation property means saturation conjecture has been proved by this Knudsen and Tao by using honeycomb model. So for these two permutation, we know that. So what we do, we consider some special class of permutation and we prove that saturation property is true for those also. So what we call it means what is the 3-1-2 avoiding permutation? So a permutation W contains 3-1-2 pattern if there exists I less than j less than k such that the W of j is less than W of k is less than W of I. And when a permutation does not containing any 3-1-2 pattern is called the 3-1-2 avoiding permutation. And similarly, we can define 2-3-1 avoiding permutation. So what we prove that? We prove that if W is the permutation be either of 3-1-2 avoiding or 2-3-1 avoiding, then W has the saturation property. And more generally, if suppose H is the Young subgroup of Sn, and if you take W equal to W1, W2, Wp, and if Wi's are either 3-1-2 avoiding or 2-3-1 avoiding, then again this W has the saturation property. Okay, so note that if W is a 3-1-2 avoiding permutation, then W inverse will be 2-3-1 avoiding permutation. So it is enough to prove for only 3-1-2 avoiding permutation, because for W inverse it will satisfy by this property of refined LR coefficient. Okay, so let's move towards that. So I will introduce what is the GT pattern. So a GT pattern is the triangular shape of array where bottom row is specified by some partition, say mu. So that is defined, the bottom row ANI is equal to mi I, so mu I. So this one is mu1, this is mu2, mu3, mu4, mu5. For n equal to 5 it's taken. And there is two more inequality. The northeast inequality I denote by Nij. Nij is equal to Aij minus Ai minus 1j. So this is say that this is N51, that is A51 minus A41. So this should be positive. So what is saying that? It's saying that basically this should be bigger than this, and similarly southeast inequality, it's saying that this number should be bigger than this. So you fill these above vertices with real number that will form a polytope, and that we denote by GT mu. An integral solution of this integral point of this polytope denote by GT Z mu. Okay, we put sub Z, that means only talking about integral point in this polytope. So now we define a Kogan phase of GT polytope. So traditionally it is called the dual Kogan phase, but we don't need other one here. So we call this one is Kogan phase. So what is that? So in GT pattern, only consider this northeast edges. Okay, this marked by this red one. So here I have separately put the dots and marked by red. And these edges you label by some simple reflection, these SIs. So what is the rule of labeling these edges? So as means label Aij to Ai minus 1j, label this as by Si minus j. So you label this one S1, this is S2, this is S3, S4, S1, S2, S3, S4. So after labeling this, consider the subset F from this set. So this set I'm taking the bigger one, only this part. So if I specify this one, all edges is already specified. So take Ij from this set and let F. So what we do, we look for only whenever Ij in F. So see here I have taken one example F1, that is 4, 3, 5, 2 and 5, 3. So this is the 4, 3, this is 5, 2 and this is 5, this is 5, 2 and this is 5, 3. So whenever you have F, you can associate a word. That is the product of edge labels whenever Ij in F in the lexicographic order. So for example, if F1 is this, so you can associate a word sigma F1, that is S1, S2, S3. So in lexicographic order, that will be S1, S3, S2. And you note that if you take this F2 is equal to this set, This also gives the same word S1, S2, S3. So if some word is given, there could be many F which gives the same word. Okay, and when this sigma F is reduced, like if suppose the length of sigma F is equal to cardinality of F, then it is reduced, and we call it F is the reduced. So now we can define Kogan phase. So for a given F, we define K mu F. This is the collection of all GT pattern in GT polytope, such that we force that this Nij is equal to 0 whenever I is inside of it. So for GT pattern, the only condition we need that Nij is bigger than or equal to 0. But here we force some phases are some inequalities are equalities. So this will be a phase that is called the Kogan phase. And if F is reduced, it is called reduced Kogan phase. So Fujita in 2020, he denote that omega of F for any F is equal to W naught sigma F W naught. And for any permutation W, define K of mu of W is equal to union over all Kogan phases, all reduced Kogan phases F, where omega F is equal to W. That's what this said. This is the union of phases. Now I quickly introduce what is the hive. So hive is if I take partition lambda mu nu with this condition, then hive is again a triangular shape array with n plus 1 vertices each side. So the left side is I put the vertices lambda in this form. So top one will be 0, and this lambda 1, and this is lambda 1 plus lambda 2, and you go on like that up to mod lambda. And the bottom one you put by mu1 plus mod lambda, mu1 plus mu2 mod lambda, and you go up to all the way mod lambda plus mod mu. And the right hand side you put nu1 plus nu2, and like that. And then you have to fill these inner vertices with some condition. So what will be the that condition? That condition is specified over this rhombus. So you see in this picture there are 3 type of rhombus. The rhombus marked by red, it's a northeast slanted rhombus, and by green it's a southeast rhombus, and the vertical rhombus is marked by blue. So what is the condition by filling that number? Whenever you have a rhombus like northeast or southeast or vertical, then we define a content of rhombus is equal to the sum of obtuse angle, that is B plus D, minus sum of acute angle. So the condition is this number should be, the content of R should be always greater than 0 for any rhombus. So by enforcing these inequalities, you fill this number here, that will be a polytope, and we denote it by hive lambda mu nu. And take the integral solution of that polytope, that integral points only, that is denoted by hive z lambda mu nu, and it is well known that the integral solution of this hive polytope is equal to LR coefficient. Okay, so there is a map from hive polytope to GT polytope. What is this map? I will just introduce by this definition, this example. Suppose this here is the one hive is given H. Then what is delta H? H is just this row wise difference. So see here, this 2 comes by just subtract 9 minus 7. The 4 comes 16 minus 12, 18 minus 16, that 2. So you take row wise difference, and then you will get this pattern. Okay, that is marked by this blue. So blue edges. So this will be a GT pattern because of our feelings of this. Like you can see this bottom will be this mu1, mu2, because this one is the mod lambda and this one is the mu1 plus mod lambda. You subtract it, you will get mu1, and this is mu2, like that. And this northeast inequality and southeast inequality satisfies by this northeast rhombus inequality and southeast rhombus inequality. So this indeed, this delta H will be a GT pattern of shape mu. Delta H, so northeast inequality in delta H, Nij, is exactly equal to the content of this northeast rhombus Rij. So Rij I have denoted by, marked by this, only the northeast rhombus R21 and R2. So if when this content is 0, a rhombus with 0 content is called to be flat rhombus. Okay. So now we want to define again the Kogan phase in this Hive polytope. So you see, you can, there is a map. This is the injective linear map from Hive polytope to GT polytope, and here is a Kogan phase. So what we do to define Kogan phase in this Hive polytope, we just take inverse image under this del map. So for a given f, and K mu f is the Kogan phase. So what we do, how we define Hive Kogan phase, that is denoted by K Hive lambda mu nu of f, that is just take inverse image of that. So what this inverse image actually do in this Hive? So this is the collection of all Hive where this northeast rhombus Rij flat for all Ij in f. That is the exact meaning. And similarly, this Hive Kogan phase is called the reduced if this f is reduced. And again, we can define in a similar way W in permutation, then this K Hive lambda mu nu of W. This set is equal to the inverse image of K mu W. Remember, this K mu W was the union of all Kogan phases over reduced phase F, such that omega of F is equal to F. Okay. So this result, due to various people, by lack of time, I didn't include the proof. So you can see that if you take this set and see the integral point of this set, this integral point of this set will be exactly equal to the refined LR coefficient. So this is what the definition we use to prove saturation property for this refined LR coefficient. Okay, so what is called the increasable subset? So an increasable subset of Hive H. So you know, if there is a Hive, its boundaries are fixed by lambda, mu, and nu. So take S is the interior vertices of Hive, and suppose that S we can increase by some positive number. Suppose increase every S by some positive numbers. So that is, I have noted in mathematically, H plus epsilon Is. Is is the indicator function of S. So this will be, suppose this is again a Hive. So you increase it, so whether you don't know it's going to satisfy rhombus inequality or not. But if it is still satisfy, then this will be again a Hive. Okay, then we call this subset S is the increasable subset. So here is the proposition, the crucial proposition of Krusner-Tau. They used to prove that their conjecture. So what is that? If lambda mu nu is the partition such that this inequality is true, and suppose H satisfies that following property. Here remember, lambda mu nu are regular also they are taking. And suppose H is a vertex of this Hive polytope. So this is the polytope. The first condition is H should be the vertex, and H has no increasable subset. So given these two conditions, they prove that the interior label of this Hive will be the integral linear combination of boundary label. So in fact, if lambda mu nu are integral, then this total Hive will be integral Hive, because interior vertices is just integral linear combination of boundary label. So that's how they prove it. So we will use this proposition. So what is the Hive Kogan phase for 3-1-2 avoiding permutation? This is the special class. Why this 3-1-2 is important. So W is a 3-1-2 avoiding. So note that W not W will be always 1-1-3-2 avoiding permutation. And in that case, there exists a unique phase FW such that the omega of F is equal to W not W. So remember, I told before that for a given word, there could be many phases which gives the same word. But what is the special property of this W of 3-1-2 avoiding? If there will be always exist a unique phase FW such that the omega of S is equal to W not W. And not only that, this has the special form. So the flat rhombus in these phases will appear like this blue shaded part. That will be the left and bottom justified. Like if you tilt this like 30-degree vertical, then it will be like a reverse Young diagram. So it will have a special form. So this K lambda mu nu W not W, remember the definition, this was the union over all reduced Kogan phases. But here this reduced Kogan phases is unique. So this is just a single phase. Okay, that is single phase K Hive lambda mu nu FW. Okay, so due to this special shape, we conclude this lemma. So what this lemma says that if we have a hive in this phase, and suppose there is a set S that is increasable subset of this hive, that is you calculate this H dash, and suppose this is a hive. So what is the lemma says that this H dash will also belong to this phase only. It doesn't leave the phase if there is an increasable subset. So that's the crucial observation. So by using this, we prove that. So here is a poly sum setup. So consider the polyhedral cone K hive, and we let relax this boundaries vary. Lambda mu nu also vary, and we only impose here W not W. So what is this? This is the set of all R labeling of vertices of hive triangle, such that the content of any rhombus is R, like before. We are imposing that condition, and what extra condition we are imposing? That the northeast rhombus Rij will be equal to 0 whenever Ij in this Fw. So Fw is the unique phase for this 312 hiding permutation. So this will be a polyhedral cone, and consider the projection from this cone to R3n. So what is this projection? You take any hive H and project it to, it's a boundary label. So boundary label, note that in hive the boundary label is given lambda 1 plus lambda 2, like that, but you can always extract what is the partition lambda mu and nu. So you just map there and denote the image of this map by Horn W not W. So this one we have borrowed notation from the Krishnan and Tau. So what is the proof of saturation theorem? So note that this saturation property is equivalent to proving this statement. So the K hive, so we are taking only the integral points of this polyhedral cone of W not W intersect with pi inverse lambda mu nu. Suppose this is non-zero for all lambda mu nu in this Horn Z W not W. So if we prove this, saturation property will be satisfied, because see, this intersection is exactly equal to this set, and the number of integral point in this set is exactly equal to the refined LR coefficient. So if this set is non-zero, then this is positive. Okay, and we also use this, means you can use this scaled version of this phase, like you take P lambda P mu P nu, then you can just take scale by this height by P, you will get this one. Okay, so by Knudsen and Tau and Book, we can choose one linear functional from this polyhedral cone such that the xi h will be exactly xi s is a generic positive linear combination of its vertex label, such that what will happen if you take lambda mu nu in this Horn W not W, the maximum value of this xi on pi inverse lambda mu nu attains at a unique point, and say that this will attain at a unique point, and say denote that point is H lambda mu nu. Then by this we can define a map from Horn W not W to this hive. What is that map? The lambda mu nu is equal to H lambda mu nu. That is the send out that point where xi attains its unique maximal at pi inverse lambda mu nu. So this map will be continuous and piecewise linear. So note that this L lambda mu nu will be the vertex of this phase, right? Because if it's not vertex, then xi cannot be maximum. So by the maximality of xi in pi inverse lambda mu nu, so pi inverse lambda mu nu is just this is the pi inverse lambda mu nu. So if it is maximal over that point, so this will be a vertex of this phase, and if it is a vertex of phase, it will be the vertex of polytope. So that was the one condition of the Knudsen and Tau proposition, and it will also have no increasable subset because of particular type of phase of this, like I told that this has this shape. So because of this shape, it has no increasable subset, because if it is increasable subset, then that again hive will belong to the same phase, and again it would contradict the maximality of xi. So this set, this hive doesn't have increasable subset. So we can recall our Knudsen and Tau, and we can say that if lambda mu nu is a regular, then again it's an integral linear combination of boundary labels, and then if lambda mu nu is the integral points, then this hive will be L lambda mu nu will be the integral points. And this regularity condition can be relaxed by the continuity of L and a piecewise linear. So it's a piecewise linear. So we can say it's a piecewise linear over with an integral coefficient. And then we can see that the image of this total horn ZW0W will be the integral heights. So this is the proof for 3-1-2 Eyring permutation. And for 2-3-1 Eyring permutation, we can prove by using that property of symmetric of LR coefficients. And yeah, so other things are just easy. Okay, so sorry for that. I actually planned for 25 minutes, but yeah.
Thank you very much. That's fantastic. We have time maybe for one quick question. Let's just see how quick this question is. So, do we have some questions?
So I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Yes.
So do you think that other permutations would work too, or that now you got all the permutations that would get this?
No, so we are hoping to prove for all permutation, because I have checked in SAYS and various computational things. I didn't get any counter example for any other permutation. So I'm hoping it's true for general permutation. But the method, the way we are proving this, we are using exactly this shape, right? This shape we are using. This shape only occur for this 3-1-2 Eyring permutation. So yeah, so there could be some different way to prove for other permutation, but definitely this method is not working. So yeah, I checked for other thing. I didn't get any counter example. So I'm hoping to prove for all permutation.
Thank you very much.